Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do a survey. So we click survey, we click start survey, then we get 3 options: select workflow, skip workflow, or resume survey. So this instrument, if you stopped a survey in the last 24 hours, you can resume it. So if I click resume survey, there are no suitable surveys found for me, as you can see on the screen now, because I haven't done one today. If I hit select workflow, you'll find that this is empty, but this is where you would preload in all of your old substations that you've tested in the past or you've designed to be tested in the future. And you can do that through the Managed Surveys platform or the HTML platform that comes with the instrument. And if you want to just do one brand new, you would hit this one here called skip workflow. So once we've hit skip workflow, we come to job number. So just say you can type anything. So we'll say job number 1. Engineer name, we'll put BM, they're my initials. Next one is the substation name, so we'll just call it sub ABC as an example. Substation type, it can either be indoor or outdoor or cabinet or other. You can type your own, but we'll say indoor today. Cable naming, we'll say red, white, blue. And that's what the phases are called in terms of all your red, white, and blue. Then we go to the next one. Now it gives us an option to take background readings. So what we would do then is we plug in this here is a temperature/humidity sensor. We plug that into the side. And what that will do is it'll give me a reading up here. So right now it's telling me it's 22 degrees, 64% humidity in this room. That'll change slightly because I've just taken it out of the box. But once you're happy that that reading has settled down, we hit that button and that goes to, those numbers go to there. Now you don't need that anymore. So we can take that out and put that back into the box. Then it gives you options to take background readings. So this is background TEV readings. Okay, they're not ultrasonic. So if we want to take a background air reading, what we'll do is we'll hit that button. It says place the instrument in a good location, hit OK, and then we'll hold the instrument near the switchboard that we're going to test, but in the air. You'll see here this counts down for 10 seconds and it will tell us an answer. It's telling me I've got a background air reading of 1 decibel and 0 pulses per cycle, which is very low. And then same with the background metal reading. What you would then do for this is go up to a piece of metal that's near the switchboard or near whatever you're testing that's ideally not earthed, and you would test that. And what you're doing is you're measuring the TEV signal on the metalwork that's near there, and you can compare that to your real readings on the switchboard. Here we've got very low level readings. Ideally everything's low, all your background readings are low, and that makes it easier to figure out if you've got PD when you're testing everything. So we hit the tick button, saving, please wait. So now you'll notice that the top here is green, it used to be blue. That's the blue color that used to be up there. So when it's green up the top, you're in a survey mode. So now what we can do is we can go and take all our readings. So if I want to take a TEV reading, I'll hit TEV, I'll hit phase plot, I'll get a good phase lock, I'll go up to the switchboard, place the sensor on the switchboard, then I'll hit this button here, which is the record button. So I hit that. You'll notice that this counts down for 10 seconds, which it's doing right now. Then it will ask me a bunch of questions. It'll basically ask me, where did you just take that reading? And then once you've told me where you've taken it, I'll save that into the survey file. So first off, it starts with asset name. So I'm going to say it's the new asset, and I'm going to say it's the 11 kV main switchboard at this substation. Okay, whoop, sorry. Didn't spell that right. 11 kV main switchboard. Hit the tick button, and then it asks you for the asset type. So here we say that we've got options for metal clad switchgear, transformer, outdoor switchyard, a simple metal clad switchgear, or GIS type switchgear. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go to the default one, the metal clad switchgear, and then the manufacturer. I'm going to say there's a whole bunch of different ones in here, but I'm going to say it's a brush type. The type then is a VSI type brush switchboard. Installation date was whenever it was built. You can put whatever date you want in there. Rated voltage, we're going to say it's a 12 kV rated. It's running at 11 kV. The bus bar insulation on this one is compound. Okay, you've got all different things that you can write. Once you've done that, you've set your switchboard up basically, and then you go back and then you say what panel you took the reading on that switchboard. So if we go panel name, we'll call it feeder 1. Oh, sorry. Feeder 1. Panel number will be panel number 1. Everything has to have a number and a name, and they all have to be unique. And then the component. So where on that asset did you take the reading? So I'm going to say I took a reading at the circuit breaker. At the time of test, the switch position was closed as opposed to open, absent, not applicable, or earthed. And then component details. You can go to another level where if you go component details, click to view, you can type in the name and manufacturer and all that of the circuit breaker, because it might be different to your switchboard, all those types of things. So it allows more record keeping. So, okay, so we've got to there, and then we hit the tick button, and that recording is done. So basically we do that over and over and over for all our readings. It will remember what your switchboard is called, or remember your panel names and what circuit breaker, if it was closed and all that type of thing. So you don't have to repeat all of that, but each time we do a test, we have to tell it where we took that test. So let's do an ultrasonic. We hit ultrasonic, we go up, we plug our sensors in, plug our headphones in, we listen for PD, and then we do a recording. So we've done started the recording here. Once that goes all the way through, it'll ask me certain things. So it'll say, righto, you're happy with the 11 kV switchboard? Yes, I am. Because you can do other things. You can do the transformers and the outdoor yard all in the one survey file. So the panel name for this, if I click feeder 1, it will know everything about the feeder. Okay, straight away it'll know that it was closed and all that type of thing. But if I go other and call it feeder 2, just say I took it on the next chamber, I have to give it a number. So panel number 2, the component, I'm going to say it was the cable box. Where on the cable box, I'm going to say it was in the upper right-hand corner of the cable box. And the switch position, I'm going to say that the circuit breaker was closed at the time of test. Okay, and then we hit tick, and then we move on from there. You're basically creating files every time you take a recording, and all of that will go into the one survey. Another thing you can do is you can take a screenshot. So if we press that button and that button at the same time on any of the screens, so just say I get some TEV happening. If I want to take a screenshot of that, all I have to do is hit these 2 buttons. Once that happens, it says, do you want to save the screenshot to this survey? And if you hit yes, that picture that you've just created will go into the survey. If you hit no, it will just get saved onto the micro SD card that's in the instrument, and you can get that off on your computer later. So if I hit yes, it gives me a screen preview. Yes, I'm happy with that. I hit OK. And then it says, where do you want to save that to? I'm going to say I want to save it to the 11 kV main switchboard. And I can add any comments that I want. So I can say, PD in cable box or whatever you want to write. Okay. And then it says screenshot saved, and everyone's happy. So that's how that works. Now to stop the survey, there's 2 different ways of doing it. You can either go in here and hit survey, and you can hit stop survey. That will completely stop it. Or you can turn the instrument off and it will save it automatically. If you want to view your progress, so you've been out there taking a fair few readings and you want to see where you are in the your survey, you can click on view progress, and it will tell you the measurements that you've done and in what order. So here I can see I've taken a TEV measurement on that breaker and an ultrasonic measurement on that cable box. So if I click on these, it will tell me the information about where I took that reading. You get the option to put a comment in, so you can comment on those as well. Now you've got guided mode and edit metadata. If I click edit metadata, that lets me edit the substation details at the start. So your job number, name, what's the substation, what type of switchboard it is, and your background readings. So that's how that is. And then you've got this resume guided mode. If I click this now, it's not going to work because there is no guided mode, but you can make workflow files that will tell you where to take your readings and what reading to take next. And that's how survey works. Once you've finished your survey, you can then get that information off this onto your computer, and you can view all the information on the PC screen, which we'll show you in another video.